With that, we come to our last topic of the day, which is options for plastics waste management. Today, Mr. Tej said it is not right to use the term waste management, it is actually value management. So, we change the topic to options for plastics value management, and the presenter of the same will be Mr. N.K. Ramaswamy from Kuibyshev Azot Engineering Plastics India Private Limited. Mr. Ramaswamy is a graduate in polymer science with over 37 years of experience in marketing, sales, application development of engineering and compounded thermoplastics. He started his career in SRF Limited way back in 1986 and has worked with EnggPlastics, Hydro Essenders and Kingfa, Nadpet Schulman on leadership role responsible for the business profitability and growth. He has worked extensively with all leading plastic molders and OEMs. Currently, he is the General Manager of Kuibyshev Azot Engineering Plastics India Private Limited. And for your information, Kuibyshev Azot is setting up a facility for compounding of polyamides in Sri City near Chennai. Over to Mr. Ramaswamy.
Good evening. I think it's already, we are behind schedule, so let me wrap it up as soon as possible. Honestly, I have not made any slides or anything because I felt the topic was, I think, from an as usual of managing the, not as plastic waste you put it in, because I was just looking at Google and Wikipedia and what waste is. As defined by it, waste or wastes are unwanted or unusable materials. Waste is any substance discarded after primary use or is worthless, defective, and of no use. I think we have got it totally wrong. The products which we use are materials which can be used again. And then this was discussed during the break, is it the right word to use? That's how we changed it to value increase, plastic value management. Yes. To look at what is ahead of us, I think last year Plast India did a survey. I think the per capita consumption of plastics in India was about 18 or 19 kilos. That was the consumption. And China is more than about 50 or 52 kgs per capita consumption. And global advanced countries are probably 120, 130 kgs per capita consumption. So you are going to have that consumption coming. So there is going to be something available, not as waste, in form of products, in form of packaged items, packaging material, which can be converted back into useful product. There's an opportunity available. I was just, I'm staying in a large complex where there are about 750 flats. And, we are having issues of segregating the waste. Most of the waste which comes in are with the food, food packaging items. And we have been trying to educate, we're finding it difficult. But what is happening is, just to give you the image, to collect this garbage from our society, we are paying about close to 40,000 rupees a month for the guy to collect the garbage. Whereas we have the carton scrap and other scrap, paper scrap, we get a revenue of about 25,000 from that society. The guy who picks it up because it's in the right form for him to use. So I think from an opportunity point of view, we need to look at educating at the grassroots level for us to have a collection mechanism. Because the packaged material, predominantly, if I look at plastic as a usage, like we are all from the injection molding fraternity, we are probably less than 10% of the total plastic usage, as an injection molding. The most of it is extrusion and packaging, which is 90% of it, which is predominantly used there. So this is the material which is going to come. And the second one, which I got a data from a WhatsApp forward or something, is the food platform usages, people who use the food platform for ordering. I think the current level is about 28 crores of people are using the food platform to order food. So you might imagine how much of food is getting delivered into the house. These are all things available. Plastic was developed for a safe packing of food items. That was the basic initial development of plastic, because they wanted to replace, they were not able to store food for a long time and prevent, plastics were developed. One of the key application was the packaging. So it will continue to be there because it does value. The problem is, what do I do after I use it? That is where the education needs to come at the gradual level, at the grassroots level. right from the educate from the school level to the household level, so that it is available in a form where a businessman or an operator, a manufacturer can collect it and use it. We had this issue, in fact, my earlier organization, when I joined, I can share this experience. They said we will not be able to use any reprocessed material. There's no quality, there's no issues with that, the customer will not accept it, all these things. You won't believe it, there was a multinational car manufacturer who came to us, and their sourcing person told us that these are the places where you get the recycled material, you can use this. They talked it from a sustainability and a cost also, both point of view. That time only our people woke up to, the process of using it. And it took us time to develop. When we were not getting the consistency and other things. But over a period of time, we could get consistent suppliers who had good business with us. Regularly, we were able to get them, and they were to get a better price realization because they offered consistency. So from a point of view, there is a huge opportunity because people are not using to collect this material properly and reuse it in a proper way. The industrial goods, there is a collection mechanism which is organized and which is coming in. It's not, it's still, it has to evolve in a much bigger way globally. Even, everywhere it's a struggle, but I think there's evolving there. In India, I think, while at a operation level, there is recycling happening. It's not that. I can tell you my experience in 1987, 88, when we used to be in SRF at Bombay. There used to be a customer in Pune who used to collect all the PVC slippers, sandal slippers, reprocess it and make throttle grips for Bajaj and supply. He was the first recycler there who used to take this and supply it to Bajaj. Recycle. The recycling was happening at that time itself, official. He was supplying. So it was happening. From a domestic usage, I think that's where the opportunity comes in for people to set up a mechanism to collect it and deliver it to the users. There will be enough buyers for it who will need the material, as a more from a sustainability point of view and reuse point of view. These are fairly good material which can be used. So I think what I see is if I look at it down the years, the consumption is going to only go up. The availability is only going to go up. It is up to us to how to collect it and use it properly. That's what I would leave it with this thought, with the paucity of time also, that it is going to be an opportunity, huge opportunity. It's just to set up a network. Like the current EV vehicles are setting up, faced with the challenge of how do you charge the vehicle, how do you set up charging points, for the EV vehicle platform to take off really, when do we have as a platform? I think it's a similar challenge for us also. How do I set up that mechanism? If that mechanism comes in, I think the education part happens. I think then we will have it coming back for reuse multiple times. And that's what, at the end of the day, I think from an economy point of view, from a sustainable point of view, it addresses all the issues at that time. Thank you. I think I've been able to communicate what was expected of me. Thank you.
Some of the key points that all of us face in the society, and that has to make us all think how we should face this and really come out on top of it. That is the real information, and that is the real challenge that we are facing. And I would like to give the memento to Mr. N.K. myself.